AFTV, Robbie, Lyle and Arsene Wenger have already put out their predictions that Arsenal will win the league next season. Are we finally at a point at Arsenal after 19 years of not winning major honours where now we can unite and say and demand that we should be winning major honours? Let's get straight into it. Let's see what Robbie had to say on TalkSport. He was on TalkSport and he said that Arsenal should be going for the league. Thank you. Hallelujah. Meu Senhor Jesus Cristo do céu. They're starting to get what football is about. Winning major honours. And we should be, this mindset should have been here from years ago. But it's taken 19 years. But let's get straight into what Robbie Lyle had to say on TalkSport.
Just a reminder, you did win nothing last season in terms of...
Yeah. Jamie Carragher saying Arsenal did win nothing last season, even though we finished second, which is an actual
trophies, the same as Tottenham. You know,
you got that in quick.
Well, we had to. The way some of these Arsenal fans are celebrating second place, it's not much more different than Tottenham now, is it? Not really that much more different. But these super fans are trying to stop my internet, but we'll get onto it. Don't worry, people. Don't worry. We're going to get into what Robbie Lyle had to say, because for me, you better hold this club to this standard. It better be the standard of win or else you are fired. That is the standard. That is what should be going on. But we're going to get straight into it. My internet's absolutely bugging out.
But silverware now for Mikel Arteta, with the money you spent, has to happen this season.
Well, listen, this is the
Premier League, yeah. And the expectation is to win major honours, Robbie. It is to win major honours. I'm glad that you've now got onto that train of thought about winning major honours. Flipping out, this internet is shocking. Absolutely shocking. What is going on here? What is going on?
Pressure that that you want your manager to be under when you're a club like.
What is going on? Honestly, shocking. Shocking internet. These filhos da puta, I swear to Sky, I'm not paying the bill. You filhos da puta ruining my life. I'm not
Arsenal,
paying the bill.
You've got the tools in place, so go out and try.
Go out and try and win the league. Yeah, that is what we should be doing. And don't you be making any videos talking absolute merda about it's not about competing. It's the first year in the Champions
it's a trophy,
League.
But to win the league with Manchester City there,
Oh, here's the excuse already. Oh, to win the league with Manchester City there. Were we not competing with Fergie was in his prime powers and they were competing and they were winning and competing for major honours? Why is it now an excuse that Man City have been dominating the Premier League? Yeah, in the 80s, Liverpool dominated the league when it was Division 1 and there were still other people competing and still winning the league even amongst their dominance. Man United came into dominance in the Premier League and Arsenal was still competing. We're probably the only club still competing. And yes, we didn't win as many Premier Leagues as they did, but never when I was growing up was the excuse of, oh, well, because Man United are dominating, Arsenal can't compete. I'm not listening to none of that bucaria. This is the narrative, yeah? This is the copium that they want to come out with, and that bucaria here will not stand, yeah? That leash will not stand. I'm not hearing none of that about, oh, City, we have to compete with City and City are dominating. I'm not hearing none of that bucaria, bro. I'm not hearing
it's not easy, there's teams that have spent way more than us and they haven't won it.
Yeah, and there's teams that have spent less, Robbie. There's also teams that have spent less, like Liverpool, that spent less than Arsenal and still are able to win a Champions League and a Premier League. So all this money talk, I'm not listening to it. Liverpool have been able to compete with City. Yes, last season they fell off of it, but they've been the only ones that have been competing with City, yeah, in the last couple of years, and they're on a self-sustaining model. Yeah, they don't rip up contracts like we were doing at Arsenal and letting our best assets go for free. They weren't saying, oh, we can't compete because we don't have oil money. They still want a Premier League and they still want a Champions League. So I'm not hearing none of those excuses because we can use those excuses for other clubs that have been able to be successful even amongst the dominance of Man City. But we go on.
They haven't got nowhere near winning it. So, but yes.
I think he's trying to talk about Man United, but at the end of the day, at least Man United at times try to actually put the money down and try to compete. If we're not going to try to compete, then we might as well just wrap up and say, oh, what's the point? If we're talking about oil money and people being richer, well, Real Madrid are richer than Arsenal. We might as well say, you know what? There's no point of us being back in the Champions League. What's the point of us being back in the Champions League for? Yeah, Real Madrid can spend more money than Arsenal. We might as well wrap up. There's no point qualifying for the Champions League. This whole fan base was twerking, shaking their bun. Oh, we're back in the Champions League. Well, if we're going to concede to Man City, we might as well concede to European elites because we don't have no history in Europe. Well, what's the difference? There's no difference there. It's absolutely ridiculous coming up with all these nonsense excuses. I just think it's just weak mentality. We're either there to compete or we're not. It's as simple as that. Yeah, we're not celebrating getting Champions League football to go there and not do anything and just concede that Man City have been dominating and we're not going to even try. But I'm going to get into, once my internet starts bugging out, because I think these super fans are trying to stop these reaction videos, yeah, because they already know what time it is. I'm going to be here barbecuing them every style of the nonsense that they come out with. But we're going to get to Robbie and his prediction for last season, which I find hilarious because last season the expectation was Europa League and top four, but none of the this manager didn't get held to that standard. He didn't get the Europa League. He didn't win the Europa League. Yes, he got top four, didn't win the Europa League. They didn't stick to what their prediction was at the start of the league. So Robbie will put this out, and people like Robbie will put this out, that the expectation is to win a major honour. At the end of the season, it will be our first year back. Oh, we had injuries. Oh, VAR. Oh, referees. There'll always be an excuse. Oh, it's a young squad. We're only on phase 5. There's still another 4, 5, 6, 10, 5 flipping processes and phases to go through. So is it really going to hold the club to an extent? I don't really see it. I've seen Arsenal fans have expectations or so-called standards and then move the goalpost as soon as we bottle it. So that's what I think about that. But I am going to get into what Robbie had to say. Once this decides to load, this internet shock. I got to change internet provider. Sky, you filhos da puta, yeah? You might be on your phase 5 for the internet. I ain't paying the bill. So filhos da puta, Dominuku, I'm not paying the bill. This internet is ridiculous. And I'm not paying it. Guess what? I ain't paying it. You know what I'm saying? You can lock it off if you want to lock it off. I ain't paying this internet buffering like this. Buffering longer than our flipping trophy draft. The way this internet is buffering is every time I put a video up, it always starts doing this. Like, it's flipping mad. Anyway, I will get into Robbie's quotes. Arsene Wenger, before it loads up, Arsene Wenger was also quoted in coming out and saying that Arsenal should be winning the league next season. And this is before we've gone out there and got a world-class striker, before we've gone out there and got a winger that can actually compete with the likes of Saka, who always runs out of steam.
To get that number 1 shirt.
Why bro, this internet is ridiculous, bruv. Sky, yeah, you filhos da puta, I ain't paying the bill. I ain't paying the bill. This is
where are you finishing, Robbie, next season? Honestly,
what?
Bruv, why is it buffering so hard? It's only one little 20-minute flipping filhos da puta. Bruv, fuck Sky, bro. Anyone that's with Sky, just lock off Sky, bruv. Their internet's a joke thing. Absolute joke thing, bruv. You know what I mean? One little video.
Why can't we go for first? I mean, listen, we got close to it last year.
Why can't we go for first? Thank you. Because I'm gonna be keeping these receipts. Yeah? Why can't we go for first? Exactly. That's exactly what I want. Why can't we go for first? And if we don't get first, then sack this manager and go get me a manager that can get me first. Exactly. I don't want to hear no excuses. When this came out what, a day ago, we've only signed Declan Rice at the making of this video. We've only signed Declan Rice with Havertz and Timber, and he's saying, why can't we go for the league? I still feel like we need more players, a striker that can score 20 to 30 goals, a winger that is as good and offers the same competition that Trossard does for Martinelli, for Saka on the right-hand side. We need another right back, because as much as Timber can be covered for right back and left back, right back and centre back, he can only play one position at a time. If we have 2 injuries in those positions, we can only play one position at a time. So we need either another right back or another centre back, and then allocate whichever one to rotate with whatever position. But now you've got 2 players to rotate in those 2 positions. I also think that we need another deep line playmaker. With letting Xhaka go, we still have Lokonga on the bench, Fabi Vieira on the bench, ESR on the bench. And a lot of these midfielders that we got on the bench, El Nene, they're either not good enough or they're too injury prone. We can't rely on ESR since the time he's been here. He has a lot of talent, but we have not seen it, which is why I call him the white Diaby, because he's constantly injured. With all that talent, we don't see it. Lokonga, Fabi Vieira, not good enough. Absolutely not good enough. And I do not want to be using them as rotation options in the Champions League. We were struggling to clubs like Zurich last season. Yeah, clubs like Zurich, we were struggling with a bench of Nketiahs and the Congas and Nuntavaj and Fabio Vieira and all those type of players. We were struggling. So I do not deem these guys good enough. We are now on phase 4. Well, phase 4 includes competing to win the league and now being in the Champions League. These bench players, the thin squad that we had on the bench, they were already deemed not good enough. They showed they're not good enough to compete to win the Europa League. So we cannot be relying on them in going into the Champions League, which is why I'm completely stunned that Robbie and Arsene Wenger is coming out and saying that Arsenal can win the Premier League as it stands. Why can't we go for first? I do think the expectation should be to go out there and win the league. The only improvement of finishing second is first. So we have to go out there and win it if we are actually going to improve. But at the same time, hold that same standard come the end of the season. I don't want to keep seeing the goalposts being moved. When we bottled top 4 to Tottenham, we were the favourites, 10 games to go. Arsenal fans said, it's in the bag. We're going to get top 4. When we bottled it, but it's been a great season. We've come a long way. Arteta still needs more of his players. Goalposts being moved. Then when we bottled winning the league, it's a young squad. They'll come back. They'll learn from this. And now they're coming out with expectation is to win the league. They said this at the start of last season. Expectation is Europa League and to get top 4. At the end of the day, I've seen this for 19 years. As soon as we don't reach what our objectives are, there's always this validation of us flopping. So I'm keeping the receipts on Sir Robbie Lyle and also Arsene Wenger coming out here gaslighting the team. We'll hold that standard, because if you're coming out with a prediction saying that Arsenal should be going for first next season, you're telling me that this manager now has all the players. The excuse before is he needed his own players. He needed some of his own players to come in, some of his own, he needed to form, and they needed a bit more experience. Well, they got the experience in being in a title race last season. If you're making this prediction, it's Robbie and Arsene Wenger coming out basically to me, the way I interpret it, saying that Arteta's now got, he's been backed. Financially, he's been backed. He's got the players that he needs. He's getting the transfers that he needs over the line. The expectation now is to go and deliver. You have been backed into the process and project that you want. Go out there and deliver. But do I think they're going to hold this club to that standard come the end of the next season? I don't think so.
Yeah. Let's try and get.
This internet's atrocious, absolutely atrocious. I think he's just saying that now just to pop up the Arsenal fans because of the signing of Declan Rice and everything else like that. But at the end of the day, I don't see it. I don't see him holding the club accountable. Robbie Lyle to me is always at the forefront of making excuses for this club, always at the forefront of going out there and justifying everything. He's even been the same person that's come out being the first one to try and justify Kai Havertz. He didn't rate Kai Havertz when he was at Chelsea, but all of a sudden he's got an Arsenal shirt and we've sold him. All of a sudden, es un jugador de verdad. You didn't rate him, and now you're just coming out with it just to back the club, because whatever all you ever want to do is call out the club instead of actually talking about what you really feel and how you feel towards the club. It's always about putting a positive spin behind everything, and I just don't understand that. I didn't see any negative in getting Declan Rice, so I praised it. When I see negative, I call it out. When I see positive, I also mention it. Timber, I really like that signing. I really like Declan Rice signing. Havertz, I didn't rate him before he came to Arsenal. I'm not going to start spinning it and doing the PR for this manager and for this ownership just because he's now wearing an Arsenal shirt. I didn't rate him, and I still don't rate him, and it's up to him to prove me wrong. And a lot of people like Robbie Lyle like to use the example of Ramsdale and, look at Ramsdale turned it around, but he forgets to mention Lokonga hasn't turned it around. Fabio Vieira hasn't turned it around. Cedric hasn't turned it around. Willian, that was bought on this manager, didn't turn it around. David Luiz, when he was at this club, didn't turn it around. Tomiyasu didn't turn it around. Nketiah hasn't turned it around. Pepe hasn't turned it around. Nuntavaj hasn't turned it around. Trusty hasn't turned it around. You know what I mean? Tina Turner, I don't think he's necessarily turned it around. But, with Arsenal, we don't like to mention that because that's toxic and negative, and it's always the same pucaria, aclamada, dizer a mesma pucaria about, but on no side you're complaining. For me, the percentage of players that turned it around isn't as big as a lot of these people tried to make it out. Yeah, at the end of the day, Martinelli was already sourcing before Arteta came here. Saka was sourcing, yeah. Certain people were sourcing. The only one he got to turn it around is Xhaka and Ramsdale, yeah. That is about it. He hasn't got Rob Holding turning it around. El Nene hasn't been turning it around. They've not been good enough. So at the end of the day, it's all great to pick up that one little Ramsdale comment and say, "Oh, but Ramsdale's has been the one." But at the end of the day, it's just for me. Listen, the standard should be to win the league. Don't drop that standard, because at the end of the season, if we don't win the league, when I personally think that we don't have enough to win the league, don't start moving the goalposts and saying, "Oh, but no one expected us to be competing," or it's always no one expected us to be competing. When Arsenal bottle, I'll tell you the excuses I always run. "Oh, you're being toxic and negative. What other manager can we go out there and get? No one expected us to be in this position. VAR's against us. The referees are against us. Arteta needs more of his players. The Cronkies don't want to win. The division in the fan base, let's just get behind the players." That is the excuses and the justification and the copium that is around Arsenal Football Club. And this is why when I come out here, eu não quero saber, eu falo a maneira que eu quero falar, eu digo o que eu quero dizer. Eu não quero saber se vocês gostam ou não gostam. Eu não quero saber. Se não gostam, comem merda. I say it the way I see it. And I don't drop my standards, and I keep consistent. The thing is, with a lot of these so-called spokesmen, they don't do that. And Robbie has a massive platform. He paved the way for a lot of YouTubers. I'll give him props and props is due, but I do not support always spinning nonsense around this club. I'm glad that you're coming out here and saying that the standard should be to win the league. Cool. Hold that standard, yeah, from here on out. Don't be moving the goalpost or making excuses for it. At the end of the day, he's an Arteta. He's either good enough or he's not good enough. This season, there is no more justification, no excuses, no nothing. He's being backed heavily. Transfer records being broken for him. The players that he wants coming in through the door early, whether I rate them or not. At the end of the day, there's no more. Epa, você já não tem mais desculpa. That's how I look on it. And I'm not going to hear it. I'm not going to hear no more of these excuses. But I found it shocking to see Robbie Lyle on TalkSport coming out with this, because it's rare that you
first place. You know what I mean? You can't say, you know, it's a very difficult question to say definite, because Man
City. Why is it always a justification? What is your standard for your club? To win the league. To win the league. That is it. Anything else to win major honours is a failure. Whether Man City's there or not, it is irrelevant. It is irrelevant. Go out there and do what needs to be done. I've seen this club go toe-to-toe, year in, year out against Fergie. Don't tell me that we can't go up against a club that is dominating the Premier League, because we've done it before. And yes, I would have liked Arsenal to have won more in that time when I grew up supporting Arsenal, but we still won league doubles. We still was competing. We still was going out there and pushing it to the wire. When Man United were winning the league, we were pushing them the whole way, year in, year out. It wasn't just a miraculous little year, or, oh, you can only judge the team in five years or 6 years because we're part of a process. No, the standard was to win now. So I'm not hearing none of this bucaria, bro. The guy's mentioning Man City like 25 times, talking about Man City more than Man City fans do. I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing none of it. Go out there and do what needs to be done. Don't be coming out with none of these excuses about, oh, but there's Man City and all this. No, I don't care, bro. I do not care. I honestly just don't care. Go out there and get it done. Not listening to none of that waffle. None of that waffle. But Arsene Wenger as well, coming out and saying that Arsenal should have enough. Mikel Arteta does have enough to go out there and compete to win the Premier League. Cool. I think he's trying to get back in the good graces of the club. I heard rumors about potentially Arsene Wenger will get a statue outside the Emirates, and it is what it is. For me, all these people now that are coming to the standard that I like, cool. Don't call me toxic and negative, or people that are like me that speak on the internet, or other fans that hold the standard of we should be going for a league title next season. If we flop, don't call us negative. Call out Arteta and ask for him to be removed. Because at the end of the day, there's no more excuses. I'm not hearing nothing. Eu não quero ouvir nada. Não vem aqui me estressar a cabeça, porque eu não tenho mais paciência. You better be winning me the league or the Champions League next season or out. I'm not hearing none of that. I did the calculations about how much money this manager's spent. It's pushing £700 million, and the transfer window ain't even closed. I'm not hearing none of it. I'm expecting now to go out there and actually get me a proper proper trophy, yeah? Because FA Cup wasn't good enough under Arsene Wenger, so it's not good enough under this manager. I'm expecting you to go out there and actually win the big trophies. And that's what it is. And for me, that's it. It's as simple as that. I'm not hearing nothing else. That's how I'm looking at it. But I was shocked. I can't lie. I was shocked hearing Robbie say that. You know what I mean? I was shocked, but I think he doesn't want to fully go into it so that he has space to say, oh, well, when Arsenal bottle it, I did say that we're going up against Man City, and, you know, Man City's a hard team to fight against, and this, and that, and they've got oil money. I'm not hearing none of it, bro. If Arteta does not win the league, sack him, bro. You know what I mean? You, man, be doing the most, coming out, doing videos for Rice Baby.
Let's kick it.
This is an absolute embarrassment, bro. Rice Baby, you know, Rice Baby song. Like, come on, man. I love the player, but doing all of this, bro, the expectation.
Let's kick it.
It's embarrassing. It's actually embarrassing. Like, the amount of, bro, it's just embarrassing. I can't even lie. Like, Rice Baby song.
Let's kick it.
It's just embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing, yeah? After doing all this PR on behalf of the flipping club, Rice Baby, Cecil trying to do all this breakdance all this nonsense, bro, we better win the league, bro. You man are overhyping what we've got, bringing in Declan Rice. He's very good, but he's not enough for us to win major honours. We need more. He is part of it, but we still need another striker, another winger, a couple of midfielders, a right back. We still need more. So at the end of the day, bro, it's just mad. Who else? What other fan base comes out, yeah, and does this type of stuff, like Rice Baby, and all this dramatics and doing all this body popping like we're back in the 90s, like trying to do break boys, trying to do b-boy dance moves and trying to break dance, and what's this nonsense, bro? Just hold the club to the standard that it should be of winning major honours, and that's it. I don't understand all this Rice Baby and all this nonsense, bro. You guys better be rock, bro. I swear down. This AFTV, yeah, I'm sick and tired, yeah, of all this PR that they do, yeah, and then at the end of the season, they don't hold the club accountable. They better hold this club accountable. I'm telling you this now, after all this gas for Rice and all that, bruv, all this cringy nonsense, yeah, you better be sticking it on this club. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not hearing none of the rest of it. That's all I'm listening to. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cringy, man. It's cringy. Grown men doing Rice Baby and party hard. Don't think I forgot about that one as well. But they better be delivering after all this PR that they're doing on behalf of the club, taking photos with the Cronkies and all of that, yeah? But these man better be sticking it on them. I swear down, I'm not listening to none of it. None of it. You know what I mean? So big up to Wenger and Robbie to finally understand what football's about, winning trophies, and what the expectation should be on Arsenal and what it should be every season, regardless of what's going on. Thank you for seeing that, and thank you for proving me right. It's about winning trophies, not about twerking for the club and all this other nonsense and justifying and processes and all that nonsense. We don't care about none of that. Yeah, we care about winning the league. We care about going out there and actually putting together a team that can actually compete and win in Europe. You know what I mean? Also, this new, disgusting, ugly, looks like a high-vis. This kit looks like a high-vis, bro. You know what I mean? It looks like a high-vis. Like, why have we got a third kit that looks like a high-vis? That, you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. Like, what is up with this third kit? I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Listen, Richard, I will get my internet sorted. Don't you worry. I will be calling them. I will be getting it sorted, yeah? Don't worry about that. I will be getting it sorted. I've been extremely busy. Change job, etc., etc. But I will be getting it sorted. I will be calling Sky. But yeah, what do you guys think of this new third kit? For me, I think it's butters, man. This kit is ugly, bro. Like, from the black one that I've got that was given to me for my birthday, like, that one's nice. Like, even my girl's like, yo, I would buy that. I would rock that. Do you know what I mean? I'd rock that out. Do you know what I mean? It's not too much. It's nice, the black with the gold. But this crap, this is, bruv, this away kit is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, bruv. Look, bruv, it's making the players look like the lollipop lady. Like, why have we got a third kit that looks like the lollipop lady? Like, away kit, third kit, I couldn't care less. It's one of our kits and it's butters, bruv. You know what I mean? Looks like high-vis. It's ugly, man. Like, why are we looking like the lollipop lady? Like, who goes out there and thinks, you know what drip I want? I want to look like the lollipop lady. Like, why? Based off what? Like, this is just stupid. Like, I don't even understand who okayed this. There's been Arsenal kits before that I haven't liked, and I just like, ah, cool. Some of the Puma kits I didn't really like. Like, a lot of the Puma kits, I didn't buy them, innit? I was given them, but I didn't really like them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the Puma kits I didn't really like, but I expected better. Like, I expected a lot better. Like, what is this nonsense? Like, lollipop lady mixed with the flipping construction, man. Like, come on, this is ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not knocking the construction, because I work in construction, but I don't go out like, you know, if I want something stylish, I don't go, oh, you know what? Yeah, walk into Harrods and say, you know what? What have you got that looks like a high-vis? What have you got that looks like the lollipop lady? It doesn't make any sense. I don't get who okayed this. I really don't. Like, our home kit looks calm, but this one, bro, is butters, man. Absolutely butters. Like, I don't get what they're doing out here. These men are moving wild, like, bruv, no matter how they're trying to style it and all this little PR around it to try and flex the shirt, it's butters. And then I was seeing, like, the price of it, like 80 odd pounds, 90 odd pounds for this shirt. Nah. God forbid, bruv. You know what I mean? That's a night out with the boys. And at least I'm enjoying it. Popping bottles, do you know what I mean? Dancing, got the boot. Nah. What am I gonna, nah. I'm not buying that, bruv. You know what I mean? You can get a nice designer t-shirt for that kind of money. Why am I gonna spend it on that? It's disgusting. Like, this, I don't get it, bruv. I really don't get it. You know what I mean? I really don't get this. Like, look at it. Look at it. The lollipop lady kit. Like, nah, man, I'm not with it. The lollipop lady kit. Like, it's butters, man. I remember when we had like away kits, like the black and pink one. I remember the pink. I never got that one, because I was already pissed off with the club, and I ain't spending no money on the club. I remember when we had the pink one. The black and pink was nice. Last year's black and gold one was nice. Like, I remember we had the one. I remember we had the one that had like the maroon color with the blue, and it was stripes. It almost looked like the Barca kit, the Arsenal second kit. Like, I remember that one was wavy. Like, I love that one, because it was like, I like Barca, and obviously I love Arsenal, and that kit just looked like if Arsenal and Barca merged, that's what it looked like, and they had like the same color pattern and everything. That one was sexy. Like, I love that one. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I still got it, probably at my mum's house. But this, nah, bro. If you have Rice name and number with Premier League badge, it's £105. Bro, these man can go suck out. I'm not spending the money, bro. I wasn't going to spend the money, and this one definitely didn't make me want to spend the money. Do you know what I mean? And if anyone even dares, yeah, because I know a lot of people that know me obviously watch my channel. Anyone even dare, yeah, if you dare try buy me this kit for my birthday, it's going in the bin. I don't care. I don't like it. It's butters. I'm not wearing it. Like, I'm not wearing it. There's no way I'm wearing that. Like, looking like, nah, man. You know what I mean? Looking like a steward. Like, why have we got a kit that looks like a steward? Like the steward uniform, or the lollipop lady uniform, or the construction man uniform, the high-vis. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, bro. But that's just how I look at it, man. At the end of the day, it's just ain't good enough. But listen, familia, listen, love. I will be sorting out the internet. Don't worry about that. I need to call them. I've just not had enough time. I really have not had enough time. But it's just mad. Like, before I go live, it's all calm. As soon as I do live and then I add a video, it starts doing all this bukkadi. I don't know why. Like, my internet never bugs out. But as soon as I go live and I add a video to StreamYard, it just starts bugging, glitching, bro. It's mad, bro. It's mad. And then the video takes us flipping 19 years to flipping start actually running. Like, it's mad. It is actually mad. Maybe my internet, I don't know. My internet's definitely on phase 2 or phase 3. I don't know what's going on with it. Robbie is a good boy for AFC. Bro, you already know, man. He just goes with whatever the club say, man. Big up Northside, big up, bro. Robbie, AFTV are the biggest PR merchants. Joke, no standards. AFTV jokers. He's a PR merchant, bro. He ain't gonna hold the club accountable. I already know that, bro. He ain't gonna hold the club accountable. We already know what it is, man. Don Robbie a joker, and if you bottle the league, he'll be like, it won't be a bottle, bro. Trust me, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't rate that channel, bro. Like, Cecil, like, every time there's a player announcement doing all these videos, it's nonsense, bro. It's all a popularity test instead of actually talking about football and holding your club to the highest standards you can. Do you know what I mean? About winning, about making your club bigger, making your club the best, the biggest in the world. It's not about that with them. It's all about getting little deals, pictures with the Cronkies, getting little side deals, just spinning everything into a positive. And then when things go sideways, there's always an excuse. phases, projects, process, you know, young player. There's always a nonsense. You know what I mean? I just don't rate it, bro. Like I don't rate it. There's some people that go on AFTV that I respect, but others I just don't respect their opinion because they either move the goalpost or they say things for popularity because they want to be the biggest channel. And I just don't feel like they say the real. And a lot of these people have seen Arsenal win more than I have. So they have even more reason to have the standards that I have. But they act like they're new age fans and that, you know, football isn't about winning. Sports ain't about winning. And I can't get behind that because I'm just not with that. Like, sports is about winning, bro. And at the end of the day, people want to be, you know, if this club is going to keep growing, people want to be affiliated with the best and the biggest clubs. So, you know, Michael Jordan didn't become the biggest, the biggest, didn't get the Air Jordans by being a loser. He became, you know, he had the Air Jordan brand with Nike and became the you know, the best selling basketball trainer because he was the best. Not because he was part of phase 3 or phase 4 or 19 years without winning major honors. It was about winning, bro. So I don't know, man. That's how I see it. Phase FC, Excuses FC, Bottlers FC. We are embarrassing. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. He's smart enough to pick Arsenal since it has one of the biggest fan bases in the world. Where is AFTV going to be tomorrow before the game? Excited to be out in the new home kit. Let's go Arsenal. That's, bro. I'm not excited yet. I'm happy with 1 or 2 things, but I want to see what we do by the time the window closes because there's still a lot of business to be done, in my opinion, if we are serious about winning a major honour next season. We are there too when Villa was dominating the Premier League. Yeah, exactly. That City are there is irrelevant to Arsenal. Sack him by September if he flops to save the season. Cringe on the highest. Northside, that's the away kit, not the third kit. Either way, it's Butters, and I don't like it. I don't like it. It shouldn't even qualify to be the third kit. It just shouldn't have even been red. Like, they shouldn't have given it the green light. It's not good. It's not a nice shirt, bro. It's Butters, bro. Absolutely Butters. But that kit is fugly. I shake my head, bro. It's ugly, bro. Ugly. Should have kept the design from last year. 100%, bro. 100%. Or go back to that, you know, when we had that that away kit that looked like the Barca kit. That kit was nice. What's this? That kit is horrendous. Looks like it's been dropped on the floor. A car drove over it and left the tire marks on it. Yeah, bro, it's Butters, bro. Man United just dropped theirs. Looks like Beetlejuice. I haven't seen Man United's one, to be fair. I haven't seen it. That away kit looks like Butters lemon tart you never ever want to eat. Man, you got a pajama for a away kit. I haven't seen that one, bro. I haven't seen that one. You and Lee Gunner should do a video together. You guys are real, speak facts. We will be soon, man. We will be soon. Obviously, listen, Lee works hard, man. On his channel, building up his second channel, then going on to other channels like the Football Terrace. So Lee's having a break, and I respect that. I will holler Lee once the season starts and he's back into full action. But for now, let's let Lee rest, man. You know what I mean? He works hard, so he deserves his rest, man. Big up to Lee. You know what I mean? My brother. Well, Robbie says you'll kick yourself later in the season if you don't buy top. Well, if that's what he's saying, good on him, innit? Like, at the end of the day, he's probably getting freebies for all the flipping PR that he does for this club, not achieving anything. But I'm not spending my hard-earned money on that. What's this? The Highbury Marble was top-notch kit. The Marble Walls kit was the wrong color for the marble in the East Stand at Highbury. There you go. I wasn't really a big fan of that one, to be honest with you. I didn't really like it like that, bro. You still good for 7? Yeah, of course, bro. In 20 minutes at 7 p.m., I will be on True Gunners TV. It will be me, Fuad, Igal, and obviously Brandon. It's on his channel. So, yes, make sure you tune in at 7. In 20 minutes at 7, I will be on True Gunners TV. So make sure you tune into that one. So, yeah, Brandon, I'm definitely still rocking up for that one, bro. Don't worry. We got to play Champions League football in that kit. Listen, that kit is Butters, man. I just don't get it. That Julian does me in, blokes and actor, you stupid smug face. Big you up, bro. That kit is shit, as well as that joke channel. We'll see, bro. We'll see how they spin next season, because I don't even think that Arteta is going to win the league, but we'll see. Big up Northside in the chat. Hope you're all good. We're blessed, man. We're here. Drop a leech. Big up to all of you lot, man. I hope you're all blessed. AFC are literally trolling the fans with this kit, knowing there's mugs going to buy this. Fans like those jokers from AFTV are why this club has been in the mud and coined Banter FC. Bro, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Like, I take it with a pinch of salt what this fan base says, bro. Like, the majority, not you lot are the top leech, but bro, I've heard that top 4 was guaranteed on when we bottled it. You're not allowed to criticize. I heard before, you know, that just be happy, we're top of the league. Why are you moaning? We bottled the league, and all of a sudden they tried to justify that it's not a bowl. I've seen Arsene Wenger lying, saying that we don't have any money and we have to sell all our best players to our rivals, and lying that we didn't have money to spend and we didn't achieve anything. I've seen Arsene Wenger go through at least 2 youth projects: the youth project with Kieran Gibbs, the youth project with Wilshere, and then the standard is always rebuilding, never the standard to win, and then ultimately had to get we ultimately had to get rid of Arsene Wenger. I've heard this fan base say that top 4 and FA Cup's not good enough, and then I've seen them justify that into why Arteta should stay in a job when he wasn't even getting top 4. He's getting 8th and 8th. I remember when he got 8th and won the FA Cup, they justified it into giving him more time at the job, when in reality we got rid of Arsene Wenger because top 4 and FA Cup wasn't good enough, but all of a sudden for Arteta it was good enough. I've seen these lot go back on a lot of crap that they say. You know what I mean? And it is what it is, man. Our standards ain't going to change. The club better win the league next season, or else I want Arteta to go. He's not the man. And ultimately, I think we've just been spending way too much time justifying failure and missing out on top managers. We missed out on Klopp. We missed out on Pep. We missed out on Simeone. We've missed out on Mancini. We've missed out on Ancelotti. Nobody can tell me that Arteta is better than all those managers. We missed out on Conte. We've missed out on top managers with bigger CVs than this manager, more experience, and have actually won major honours in recent years, and multiple major honours when it comes to the majority of the ones I've mentioned. So these are all better options, and we've stuck with this manager. You better now produce. You better go out there and produce and win me the league title. Because otherwise we missed out on those big managers for no reason, and we held on to Wenger for too long. I do not want us to do it with Arteta. If ultimately he's not good enough to win me the league next season, after probably he's going to be pushing £700 million by the time the transfer window is closed. If he's going to do over £700 million by the time the transfer window is closed, bro, you better be winning me a major honour. I'm sorry, that's way too much money for you to say, oh, we're going on to another project and process. I'm not hearing none of that. Do you know what I mean? So that's how I look at it, and that is my standard. My standard is never going to change, and it is what it is. The people like you lot, big up to you. You lot got the same standards, high standards, and the people that don't like it, well, they can keep crying, because I'm not going to stop doing and saying what I've got to say. It's my channel. I'll say what I want, when I want, how I want. And if them filhos da puta don't like it, well, toma no cu, because I'm still waiting for my apology. The last couple of seasons where we have not reached our objectives and people are calling me toxic and negative, I'm still waiting on my apologies. I'm still waiting on it. So that's all I got to say on it. You know what I mean? Fans like those jokers from AFTV are why this club has been in the mud and coined Banter FC. Okay, I read that. Did you see that brother on AFTV who did that Rice song, Cringe? This is why we get trolled. Yeah, I saw it. Rice, baby. 1, 2, 3, go. Rice, baby. Bro, it's cringy, bro. Like, they don't need to do all of that. Let the club do the little, reveal when we do the transfers and all that. These men are just twerking too hard. Like, let's just see what happens. You know what I mean? Like, let's see. We've not seen Declan Rice in, a club perform week in, week out in a club the size of Arsenal. I still do like Declan Rice, and I think I did want Declan Rice and all the rest of it, but let's just chill. Like, at Arsenal, we're way too quick to overgas players or let's just relax. Like, you can be happy, you know what I mean? You can have a drink and all that, but really making a song, Rice, baby, like, what's the need for it? Like, for me, I just find it cringe. Like, Come on, you're a grown ass man. Like, you're not 16 on the internet. You know what I mean? Talking nonsense. Like, but you know, everyone's different. It is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. That's just my opinion on it. Wish more people were like you, Lee, Gunner, and Jez, and took a stand against how the club has been moving, and maybe the owners would start to be more ruthless. Maybe, bro. But at the end of the day, they see what a lot of us get. You know, I got a video that went viral on Twitter when I was on Dan Potts' channel. And all I said is Arteta should be sacked if he does not win a major honour last season. He's got everything that he wants now. He's been back. The money, the Cronkies have backed him financially. Now it's time to deliver. You know what I mean? And it went viral. Twitter started going off. I think within one day already reached like 130k views on Twitter. It was only a minute and a bit video, and they got rattled, bro. And a lot of people don't want to face that. They don't want to put their face online and face it. But I'll be real with you. Anytime anyone's ever recognized me when I've been out and about for my channel, no one's ever come up to my face and chat crap to my face. Not that I'm encouraging it, but no one's done it. So the internet, bro, to an extent, the internet's fake, bro. Like, some people look bare hated on the internet. In real life, you don't receive that hate. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But a lot of people they don't want to do it, and I don't blame them. But for me, I just don't really care. Like, I don't internalize when people are like, you're toxic and negative. Vai tu mano curso, filho da puta. You didn't make me an Arsenal fan, so you don't dictate to me how to be an Arsenal fan. And ultimately, when I keep being right and Lee's right and Jez is right, ultimately, people that call us out go hiding. Every time shit goes sideways, these people never come back and hold themselves accountable. So I don't really care, man. These people, they got thin skin where I've got thick skin. I don't really care. I'm gonna keep saying it. The aim at this club should be, the aim in any club should be win the league, win major honours, or it's a failure. That's it. That shouldn't be a shocking statement. That shouldn't be a statement that's controversial. No, it shouldn't be like that. But you know, at the end of the day, my cousin said something to me yesterday, and it's actual facts. He goes to me, you know what, yeah, because my cousin's like me, but he's just a Man United version. He's a Man United supporter and version of me. And he goes, you know what it is when all these people are saying, oh, toxic and negative to want to win major honours and having high standards. He goes, the game of football has not changed. The game of football has not changed. The aim is to be number one. The aim is to win trophies. That is it. Football has not changed. It's these people that have low standards that make it into, oh, but that's not realistic and all this nonsense. Everyone that says that my standards are not realistic are the same people that last season said that Arsenal are not able to spend £100 million on a player. And Man City can buy a player for 100 million, but Arsenal don't have the money. Yet this season, we've seen Declan Rice come through. Before the Declan Rice move, ask any of these toxic, positive Arsenal fans. They would have told you, no, that's not realistic. Arsenal don't have the money. Do you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Last season, we did compete. We bottled it, but we competed to win the league. That's what I've been demanding, to compete and win the league. They told me that, no, I'm being toxic and negative. It's not realistic. How can we compete with Man City? These men chat, they waffle. You know what I mean? And it's all to just make it seem so, oh, I don't want to get bantered online. It's weak mentality. Weak mentality. We are toxic and negative just because we held our standards. That's what it is, bro. That's what it is. Bro, I was crying out for Ancelotti when it was available. This is what I'm saying, bro. Northside, in your opinion, how many more players do we need and who? I would like João Felix to come. Ivan Toney. I'd like another winger, right-sided winger. I'd like another deep line playmaker or deep line midfielder like a Caicedo. I'd like another number 10 because Odegaard goes missing in the big games, and Havertz, I don't trust him. I don't rate him at all. And another right back. So about another 5 to 6 players. Another 5 to 6 players, and then I'm like, right, when it comes to the squad, this manager's got no excuses no more. No excuses. Do you know what I'm saying? But even if we don't get another 5 or so players, I do think that we're still going to get some players over the line. But it's not just about quantity as well. It's also about quality. We've gone down the quantity route when we had Cedric and Tomiyasu on the right-hand side. We bought cheap. We now have to buy again because they've been deemed not good enough. We bought Nakonga and Fabi Vieira on the cheap, relatively on the cheap. We bought cheap. We now have to buy again. We bought Nuntavaj on the cheap on the left-hand side. For Tini, we had to buy again. We had to buy Zinchenko. We bought, we resigned Edin Ketia to a contract instead of going out there and getting a top-level striker. We bought cheap, and now we have to go out there and get another striker. So every time we've gone for this, filling in different positions with all these cheapskate players, we now, the majority of the time, we now have to buy again. because all these cheapskate players have just already been deemed not good enough. You know what I mean? So that's how I look on it. We need about 5 to 6 players, bro. Arteta spent £700 million, should be winning the league minimum. He's had it easy too long now. No more excuses. And every season he's been here, he's not met the objectives. You know, the first 2 seasons he didn't get us back into the Champions League. Yeah, which is why we sacked Unai Emery, which was just off of it a couple of points. Then the season, you know, that Tottenham got into the top 4, we were, with 10 games to go, the favourites to get into the top 4. The objectives were top 4 by the club, not by me, because that's never my standards. He bottled it. And in last season, when he got us into a title winning position, he should have got it over the line, and he bottled that as well. So in no season has he actually reached the objectives. Even when the objective by this club and by the majority of this fan base has not even been to win the league, he's still not reached his objectives. So ultimately, he's got to reach his objective this season. That is to win the league. Because to be here 4 years and every year you don't hit your objectives, in any other job you'd be sacked. So that's all I'm saying on that. I hate losing, so I don't understand why people are okay with it. Because they're losers, bro. I think a lot of it, they just don't want to be trolled, bro. They don't want to be trolled. That's all it is. They got thin skin. You know what I mean? They got thin skin. They don't want to be trolled. It's laughable, bro. When is Troops Northside League gonna happen, bro? I'd love to get in contact with Troops, but yeah, maybe I need to holler him, man. I like Troops. I do like Troops. Too many of these fans, Vibes FC. We could easily get rid of 10 deadwood players and generate 150 million, and that should fund Caicedo, Lavia, and maybe another striker. Exactly. And even if it's 120, just add, you know, the rest of the transfer budget to that, and we can get those players over the line. Facts, bro. But until this fan base demands it, you know, it's still up for debate whether this club is really going to go out there and do what needs to be done, because a lot needs to be done. But listen, people, in less than 10 minutes, I will be on True Gunners TV on Brandon's channel. So make sure you go in and catch up with us on there. True Gunners TV. It will be me, Brandon, Fuad, and Igal. So make sure you come over there. Make sure you like and subscribe as well. Don't be logging off, yeah, without liking and subscribing, yeah? No seja um filho da puta. Like and subscribe to this channel and make sure you help me with the algorithm. I will be sorting out my internet. I promise I will be sorting out my internet. I know you guys enjoy this kind of content where I call out these lot, and the internet right now, and I already said it. Sky, you filhos da puta, I'm not paying the bill. Vai tomar no curso, viados da merda. I'm not paying the bill because you lot keep effing up my lives every time. And on that note, I'm out. Safe.